bespoke wine importer. Started about 10 years ago in Alberta, and about 3 years ago we moved to Vancouver, and we sell primarily to fine wine restaurants, fine dining restaurants, and hotels.
Do you know anybody who gets into that sort of business and isn't a wine fan? I mean, do some people just get in because they think they can make a ton of wine?
Yeah, some people do, I'm sure. They realize that it's probably very early on.
It's a tough.
It is.
So now tell us about the ones that you got.
So we've got some Pinot Grigio from northern Italy, Whispering Angel Rosé from Provence. We've got some Cape Crescent from Hawke's Bay in New Zealand. A new wine that's been just listed, Piria Lambrusco, which is a new brand for us. And then I've got Caparzo IGT, which is 85% Sangiovese with a few other things in it. And then from Tomato as well, Hawke's Bay Syrah.
Okay, let's just talk about Tomato for a second, because a very unique story in this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the, if not the first, one of the first wineries that was established in the late 1800s. They're based in Hawke's Bay, which is kind of unique. They're actually more known for sort of Bordeaux red wines. I'm not pouring those today, but still family owned and operated, and I'm pouring, like I said, the Cape Crescent bottles. Basically, a single bottle.
It's fair to say that Hawke's Bay wants to be known for their Chardonnay, and then now there's Syrah.
Yeah.
So
and they're the better wines that they're doing are Bordeaux phenomenal.
So this is supposed to be a new product, but we know that Whispering
Angel.
Well, the Whispering Angel is in fact formidable.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were supposed to be pouring new vintages and new wines, and so this has just been released, the 16 vintage has just been released, so that was
These Lion King, now which are the new ones that we really want to keep an eye on? Is the Lambrusco?
The Lambrusco is quite new.
Tell them about Lambrusco.
Well, it's an area in Emilia-Romagna.
Let's pour something up. Now that we have a camera rolling, thank you very much. Lambrusco, I could have had a Lambrusco the other night at Deerhome Farm, and I couldn't find one. It's a beautiful food wine.
It really is. It's great with charcuterie, but also quite delicious. This one is unique in a way because it is quite a bit lighter in color. We bring in 3 wines from Beltramiere. I found these at Vin Italy last year, so we're super excited to be bringing them to the market. The LDB is working with one of the tree wines that we do, and great food wines, like you said. This one has got, it's Charmat method, but they also can be made in a more traditional Champignon method as well, but these ones are Charmat.
The Whispering Angel, the single most popular rosé in the
might be the most popular French wine in the States right now. Very, very successful in the United States. It's everywhere.
Bartender's friend.
Exactly.
When you don't know what you want to drink, that's what you do. So take us through your price points off the top of your head.
Yeah, this, you want wholesale pricing, or they...
Give us a real price, what the customers know.
So you probably find this on a private wine store shelf for about $24, $25. The Whispering Angel will be just south of 40, so it'll be about $36 or $37. This will be about the same price. Right. The Piria on the shelf is going to be, I think, around just under 30, about $28. This one is about $25, and then this will be just under $30, about $30 for the tomato.
And do you have any other surprises coming this year?
Yeah, we've got some new wines from southern Italy that are arriving soon, and some stuff from the north. And we've got a great selection of Amaras that have just arrived. A new producer for us from called Varnelli. It's a very producer of Amaro and liqueur.
Bonvita. Right, is the name of the company? Lionel King is the guy we're talking about. All right. I think he is. Well, we enjoyed it.
to have you with us, Terry.
Thank you, man. Style does, how big is your portfolio?
Well, the portfolio is an ever-growing portfolio with
But it's
over,
huge.
it's huge, over, I would say, 70 to 80 producers from at least 16 different countries.
So you had to choose what to put on the table here in Victoria.
Exactly.
And they had to be new, or the latest release, right?
Some of them are new releases. Some of them are staples that are presently on sale.
Okay, take us through the staples if you would.
The staples would be, the very first staple is our wonderful Bottega producer from Veneto. So Bottega is an amazing Prosecco producer, and you'll see on the shelves the regular standard El Vino dei Poeti, so the wine of poets, they have a poet festival on the hills every year where they make this wonderful Prosecco. So they say. They also have some nice shiny gold bottles and white gold, so you have the regular Glera, grape, and then they have a Pinot Noir, and then they have a Rosé.
Don't go all geeky on me here for just a second.
So beautiful colors available for Prosecco.
Tell me about Prosecco and how is it doing? Is it holding its own? Is it...
Prosecco has been leading the charge when it comes to sparkling wine, especially over the last few years. And you have a variety of many styles that are provided for Prosecco, but it's much more affordable than a champagne, for example. So a lot of people are going towards being able to enjoy Prosecco on a more regular basis than just special occasions.
The regular, what else you got?
Then we have a new product, for example, which was just introduced at the beginning of the year. This is from Sicily, from Natali Verga. This is a Grillo, so a grape varietal that people are not as familiar with. It's more indigenous to the area. But it brings that minerality and the good acidity that you want for a wine that's going to enjoy some food, and it's organic, and it's from Sicily. So.
And I'm looking upside down. What's that third one?
And the third one is from the Marche region of Italy, so right behind the knee, I kind of call it. It's a quintessential Italian white grape varietal called Verdicchio. Everybody's familiar with Pinot Grigio. Everybody knows it. But if you want to try something different that has a bit more body and liquid sunshine, I would guide you towards the Verdicchio.
Of 100 people who are wine fans, call them wine fans, how many want different?
I'm hoping that 99% would want different, especially the ones that are here.
Okay, so tell me about the other, the rest.
And then, so Style Brands established themselves on Italian wines. However, the portfolio has grown over the years, and so we deal with Cusino Macul, great producer from Chile, and this is their Reserve Antiguos Cab. So a little Cabernet Sauvignon that has garnered some great awards in the past and continues to be a staple in the market. Then I brought a couple that are only available to private stores or by the case.
Should this audience is listening on radio?
Well, they should know that there's wines that you can get at government liquor stores, and then there's wines you can get at private stores. So it's always fun to differentiate. What we do is we provide the options.
You work both sides of the street.
I work both sides of the street, exactly. So, so from Piedmont, I brought a beautiful Barbera. Barbera is a nice lighter red grape varietal, good acidity from Italy, which from Monte Rosso Barbera. This is the 2011 vintage, so still showing quite well, and it's a good food wine. It's a good one to enjoy. If you're looking for lighter reds with good acidity, there you go. And then something very unique. This is called La Grind, which is the grape varietal, and it's from Trentino Alto Adige. That might sound a little confusing, but it's northeast Italy, cool climate viticulture, where you only find varietals that you can find as well on the island here. We're talking in the Alps. We're talking, so further north, right against the Alps.
So it's going to get that cold coming up.
So you get the cold, you get the height, the elevation as well. So you get some good acidity. I think one of the main things about Italian wines, especially reds, is that they retain that acidity, which helps you enjoy it with food. It's always a good food wine.
Doesn't it talk good? What are the last two?
And then for the last two, this is available in your government liquor stores as well. A new joint venture winery established in 2002. Isola di Nuraghi, which is a region in Sardinia, and this is the Carignano, the typical grape from there, but blended with international varietals. So 60% Carignano, and the rest is Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, Cabernet Franc, so varietals that people are familiar with. And then we finish with one of my favorites from Corasco, a Baby Amarone. and many people know Amarone, or they may not, but Amarone is it's a way of making wine where they take the grapes after they harvest them.
Name me one person who doesn't know Amarone.
We'll find out. They'll tweet us. They'll tweet us back. This is a baby Amarone. So basically, instead of drying the grapes for 3 months after they're harvested on straw mats, they dry them for 1 month. That just brings a bit more alcoholic level to the wine, a bit more intensity, more color, and you'd pay half the price of an Amarone. So they're wonderful.
Okay, Benjamin Phillip. Now, take us price point if you can. The real price point, not the stupid price point.
The real price point.
The real price at the front. If you can't do that, just give us what you got.
No, absolutely. So when it comes to the baby Amarone, we're looking at $23. Right? The Montessu is more like $35.
Okay.
Then the grind that's going to take you again about $35.
Okay.
The Barbera is probably around 20.
Okay. Nice.
18 to 20, so it's more reasonable. Same with the Cusino Micro Cab.
Okay.
Again, just under 20. More like under 15. And just about $18. So
Come on,
a lot of very reasonable wines that you can enjoy for more than
almost
just
in April,
special occasions.
almost in the summer. Look at those. Memorize those things. What's your website?
www.stylebrands, STILEBRANDS.com.
He is the one and only Benjamin Phillip, and this is his time.
And this is what I bring to the table today.
One more thing. Put the glasses on. Just
Oh, thank you. And just in case, for those who need something to read with, I can keep them around my neck, and I just love it.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Terry. Great to see you.
I want this held up, right? I don't want to do Elizabeth. Okay, here it is. By the way, on one side it says Elizabeth Cruz, who's the boss, and then it's Peter Cruz on the other side. This is New World Wines. Where's home base for you, Pete?
Sorry?
Where's home base?
I'm living in Vancouver right now.
Okay. How about Vancouver Island? What kind of a wine destination is this for you?
It's becoming more important as I'm seeing the tourism pick up and more interest in better quality wines. I'm finding that when I come over for these shows that I'm having a lot more success with not only retail but the restaurants are starting to like that I do handcrafted wines from Washington.
So what you pour here, will it be the same that you pour in Vancouver, or do you add to that? Are they different?
I will only add a couple different ones. I'm trying to keep it as easy for myself when I buy my samples to go and pour the same wines in 2 shows.
Okay, so it's new standards, like the new releases of new standards, and
Yes.
the new releases period. Can you take us through the new releases?
The new releases would be my 2 wines from DeLille, the Schiller Estate Blanc, which is like a white Bordeaux. It's 70% Sauvignon Blanc, 30% Semillon. Then the DeLille D2, which is more of a right bank, so it's Merlot based with Cabernet and Cab Franc. Betts family, Bob Betts being a master of wines, this is his Beausoleil, so it's more of his Rhone style. It is a Grenache Syrah Mourvedre with some Counoise and Cinsault, and it's done in concrete eggs. So it has just wonderful, bright, beautiful fruit. Page Sellers is a wonderful gentleman, actually from Winnipeg. He's a pilot, and he is now buying fruit from Red Mountain. And this is 100% Cabernet, and that's where the Aquilinis just purchased 750 acres.
When do we start to see the Aquilinis?
I was talking to the Aquilini families, and they're just bottling now. So their first release will be coming out very soon.
What label?
I don't know. I think it will be a private label.
I thought I saw the name of the label.
I haven't seen the label yet. Darius Caravan, so second label, but not really a second label. It's now got its own identity. It used to be more of the fruit that didn't make the signature series, but now they've planted and designated some of the vineyard to the Caravan Cabernet. And the last one is Ramos Paul from the Ronda area of Spain, so very southern Spain. A wonderful family. They've bought this beautiful estate below an old ancient it's an amphitheater, and they built right underneath it and put the winery all in front of their property. And this is Tempranillo, Cab, Merlot, and Syrah.
Okay, do the three whites just tell us about?
So that was the Blanc that we talked about. And then Tamarack Cellars out of Walla Walla, Washington. This is their Columbia Valley Chardonnay. And done more of that nice, crisp, bright fruit, not that buttery, oaky style.
Is it really Columbia or did they smuggle it over in?
It's really Columbia Valley.
Okay.
And then the last one here is the Doctors, and this is from Forest Winery of Marlborough in New Zealand. And this is a low alcohol Sauvignon Blanc. It's only 9.5%.
I was going to say a little bit. His name is Peter Cruz, and this is New World Wines pouring at the IVSA in Victoria.
Yes.
Price points. Can you run them off the top of your head? No?
You know what? Now with all this new pricing, I have to look things up. I will go hospitality price, which I think is a little easier for people. So we're 20, 50, 28, 47, 53, 74, 60, 63, and 48. You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm Terry David Mulligan. This is Tasting Room Radio in Victoria at the Delta something point thing. What's it called? The what?
Delta Ocean Point.
At the Delta Ocean Point. I'm sorry. And this is the IVSA tasting, spring tasting. Usually new wines coming into the market and new releases of wines that are already in the market. Now, lots of wines over here, lots of beers, lots of both. But I found Eugene Che from Cody's Enterprise Limited. And Eugene, tell me, this is sake. Tell me what's made.
So it's all from South Korea. The product you're looking at is called soju. It's the most popular spirit in Korea, just like sake in Japan.
So I mispronounced by just saying that it's sake, but for the most part, people understand sake because it's been long too.
Yes.
So this is called
Soju. It's called soju.
similar process?
No, it's made of sweet potato. That's the difference between sake and soju. So sake is more like a wine type of a drink. Other soju is a spirit, so it's more of a shooter type of a drink.
Meant to go with food?
With the food, it's better. But however, it doesn't really matter with the food pairing or not. Doesn't really matter.
Okay. And the larger bottles are the unfiltered?
So those are Korean traditional beverage for makgeolli. It's rice beer, and those are flavored rice beers. So it's like cooler.
How new are these in the market?
The flavor one is very new, and as well as those two are spec items. Very new. It came last summer.
So here's the thing. Do you want the sake market or do you want the spirits market? Who are you looking for in terms of the customer?
Spirit market.
Yeah. Bartenders,
Yes, yes.
mixed drinks.
Yes.
What's the best cocktail you can make?
So those two are flavored soju, and it's already cocktail-like spirit, so it's ready to drink.
So beyond the Korean market,
Yes.
here in the store, how do you get people to taste, experience, get to know this?
That's why we are participating this kind of big event, IVSA or another festival.
You just got to get people to taste.
Yes, yes.
And price points.
Price point?
Price point.
The retail price is $7.99 per bottle, and then for our plain flavor, it's $8.29 per bottle. It's $6.29 for the plain flavor, and then for the flavor one, it's $5.99 per bottle.
What are the giant jugs in the middle?
That's a plum wine, so it's a fruit wine. There's a real plum inside of the bottle, as you see.
All right.
Yes, and the price point is $10.99 per bottle.
That's the beginning.
Yes, this is premium, soju just came from Korea 3 days ago. So it's a rice-based soju. We mill down the rice up to 24%, and it's 25% alcohol volume. So it's more of a premium soju.
Price point?
price point is we haven't set up the price point yet for this product, but it will be around $22 to $27.
How about $12? No, okay.
Nice try.
Well, you hadn't decided what the price was.
Yes.
Eugene Che from Portuguese Enterprise, and he's born Korean. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
They're already in the market, but new releases of those releases that are currently in the market. His name, there's his card, the beautiful card. Erdington Americas. Dan Volway is the brand ambassador for whiskey. How did you get the gig?
Great
How long
question.
did you have to train for?
I trained for about
A
20,
lifetime.
20 years. So, I've been doing this for about 20 years. I've been paid for about 6. So,
Were you a whiskey specialist?
I started with wine. So I started as a sommelier and learned more and more about wine. And then I just fell in love with whiskey about 10 years ago, and that really changed things for me.
And what was it about that moment with whiskey?
It was a particular whiskey, Highland Park. The Highland Park.
Was that one?
No, not this one. The Highland Park 18.
Okay.
A friend gave me that, and I just had an epiphany. It was just amazing. And from that moment on, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I still love wine, but
So let me talk the sommelier here for a second.
sure.
So, as you well know, when we're tasting all of these wines, and we have all these colorful descriptors, and we think it's very complex, there's probably nothing more complex than what you have in your hand.
I would agree. I would agree to a certain extent. There are a lot of layers and layers. And the approach is very different to whiskey when you're nosing it. Because unlike a wine where we want to swirl the glass, we want to open it up. With a whiskey, because it's already 40 to maybe, in this case, 46.8% alcohol, you don't want to swirl that glass. You want to hold it still, part your lips, breathe in through your mouth and your nose. That way you get more of the flavor. If you swirl the glass, you're emphasizing the alcohol.
Do you have to feel superior to everyone else in the room at that moment? Is it important?
I hope it didn't sound like that.
No.
That's the one thing I love about whiskey is I don't find there's as much potential. It's just like
Oh,
everybody.
come on. Now, besides the Highland Park, what's the price point of that?
It should be $100.
Hold that up so the audience who wants to buy it, it's $100. And it will last a lifetime.
Once you open it, it will change slowly in the bottle. But yeah, unlike wine, it doesn't change until you open it.
Very true. So then take us through a couple. I saw Lefroy.
Yes. So that's not one of my brands, but Beam Suntory, who works with us in Canada, have Lefroy from Isla. This is the #1 whiskey from the island of Isla. And this is a very interesting whiskey. Back in the day when they used to smuggle whiskey, they would often use smaller porter casks because they were easy to hide, and you could put one on either side of a pack horse and get around. And so what they do is they age this in bourbon barrels from Maker's Mark for 8 to 10 years, and then they transfer it into smaller porter casks, which actually accelerate the aging because smaller barrels you get more contact with the wood.
They of course know that the Maker's Mark is going to leave a layer in it.
It does, to an extent, absolutely. The heavy char toast of the bourbon barrels definitely gives you flavor, but Lefroy on its own, very, very flavorful whiskey.
Now, is this new to the market or just a new release?
This is a new release. So
What's the price point?
it is about $75. It's Lefroy has the best ad campaign ever. It's Lefroy, you'll get there. It's not for everybody. It's something you kind of work up to.
You do.
It will divide a room.
Yes.
You either really like that taste or you don't. This is the only whiskey, coincidentally, that was actually sold legally in the U.S. during Prohibition because they sold it through pharmacies. So you could go to your doctor, get a note, and nobody argued that.
Well, I missed the price point. What is it?
It's about $75.
Okay, fine. And one other. Give me one other that
All right.
you want people to know. One of yours, please.
Oh, yes. Well, I would be remiss not to talk about Macallan. This is double cast. This is brand new to the market. Macallan, some of the smallest stills in Scotland, some of the most expensive barrels. All of the barrels we use are Oloroso sherry casks. We actually pay people money to make sherry, to season our barrels for us so that we can age whiskey in them afterwards. So you could say in some respects we're one of the largest sherry producers in the world, even though we don't sell sherry, but we really support that industry.
New. So what's the price point?
The price point of this would be $100.
You'll turn that label. Don't forget it.
Macallan Double Cast 12.
What's the white bottle by the way?
That is a vodka from Epic. I don't know. It's Sorry, you caught me off guard being a whiskey guy. I would have to ask my colleague Michelle, but it is a brand that Beam Suntory works with, and it's brand new. So the markets, so they have that off. But I'm more of a brown spirits guy. As we work together.
There's no greater gift than either a great bottle of wine or a great scotch.
Agreed. It's something you share with friends, and that's
Well, you also remember who gave it to you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing this.
It was a real pleasure, Terry. Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Knob Creek, are you or is she doing it?
I could talk to it a little bit. You want to talk about bourbon?
Yep.
All right. So this is Knob Creek. This is their straight Kentucky bourbon, small batch, and very interesting bottle. The shape of it is back in the bootleg days. This is what they used to do. Easier to get around, wrap it in newspaper. And Knob Creek, or the farm where this whiskey originally came from, was actually the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people don't know that. Before Abraham Lincoln became the president, he actually was in the whiskey
He was
business.
probably, as a baby, was probably weaned on it.
I assume so.
Do you know the price point on the Knob Creek?
I would have to take a guess. It's probably here. I apologize. It's not my product. I don't have my glasses.
45.
There we go.
$45. Please come in. No, please. You don't have to be part of it. This is Knob Creek. You'll find this. This is a great gift for yourself.
Absolutely.
All right, we're at IVSA, Victoria. Here's your card.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He is Dan Ballway, Edmonton, Americas. Americas?
Americans, yeah.
From Edmonton, Americas, Dan Ballway is your brand ambassador whiskey.
She doesn't make anything else. Rosé. That's all she does.